Here and wherever you are, it is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or if you're here with us in Belize, it's a blessed good night to all the world. Welcome as we debut Potluck, a Belizean-based entertainment, promotional, educational show. And we would be very remiss if we didn't pause to express our sincere condolences to those who have lost anybody, any loved one, to COVID or to crime and violence at this time. We wish to express our solidarity with all the families, all the world as we go through this pandemic. We encourage all to adhere to the official protocols as we work together and pray that our land will be rid of this scourge. In Belize, we are very happy here to debut Potluck. It will have a Caribbean flavor, and of course it's for all of us across the globe, around the globe as we say. At this time, we want to say special thanks to those who have been working behind the scenes tirelessly. Think of the young producer, Shania Garnett. We think of Clayton Greenwich, my co-host, who you'll be seeing during the course of the show. We think of Leroy Green, who just received a prestigious award for his labor of love in the arts and music over the years. We also want to think very fondly tonight of Lord Rayburn, yes, a maestro in his own right in music. He has entertained us over the years, especially at this time in the September celebrations. And condolences to him and his family. He lost his wife, she made her transition, and I understand that he just came out of the hospital, so we wish him a speedy recovery. We also want to send well wishes to our mother, Pearl Bradshaw Hayes, aka Mommy of course, who is one of our staunchest supporters. We want to thank those of you who support us every time we put up a show, right? Including that couple that called me minutes to one this morning searching for the show already, right? We want to say thanks. Special mention to my sister, Marcia Bradshaw, who has been one of the major sponsors. Chris Bradshaw working behind the scenes, Sashay Garnett, my daughter, Myrna Paul. We thank you all. And we invite you now to just sit back and relax as we celebrate our independence, our 40th independence in Belize, and we do so as we launch Potluck in collab with Rhonda Crichton of Morning Matters and Reverend Wade from Plus TV. Do enjoy.
Land so free, land so beautiful to me, my sweet Belize. Land so free, land so beautiful to me, my sweet Belize. Land of the Garifuna, land of Mestizo and Maya, Creole and East Indian. This is the place where I come from. So many cultures, there's so much to see. Land of such beauty and diversity. Oh, how I love Belize. Red, white, and royal blue, our flag flying high and true, shows that we're independent through and through. Land so free,
This is a song from Belize that I did some years ago. I remember walking through collecting folk songs and also folklore, the stories of Belize and that sort of stuff. And I was visiting Isabella Bank. And while going back to Belize, this time I was hitchhiking. I stopped in at Bermudan Landing, where where we had the ferry. There were some people sitting around in circles, and they were kind of preparing to do the cahoon. And I took from that, and I asked them, I said, if I could get the process by which they would do this, the cahoon oil. So they said, sure, and they showed me exactly what they did first. Of course, you go to the woods, and you bring in the cahoon from the tree, and you bring it in your crocus sack or whatever you have, and you throw that down before you in the middle of the crowd, and people just pick from that. They would have a rock with a hole in it, and then they would take this, what you call the kunku axe, and they would hit the cahoon until it cracks. And then they would throw it one side, and somebody would be there to peel it or take it out with a knife. From there, they would put it into a mortar, and then they would beat that with a pestle, and after that, they would put this in a big chiclero pot, and boil it with water until all the oil comes up, and that would be it.
Ting to get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Ting to get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Hardest not to get so fat, but one cahoon stack will give one lot. So bring a home, boy, and make we start practice that the day we make cahoon fat. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Put up on a rock with a little hole. You take a kunku axe and you lick until it broke. You throw on one side, pick out the goat with a knife, while you talk about a little neighbor strife. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Know how to do it the easy way, just filing up the old lady say. He lift her from the shell and one by one, enough with the matter, come help me beat man. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. I think they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Pile this cahoon in a big chicken rubber. You do a little skimming while the fire red hot. I wind down the river, figure how do fish. Put your landing at the place with good fish and fat. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon. Thing they get hard, boy, kungo go broke cahoon. I can't afford lad, boy, make we go broke cahoon.
Sandy Bradshaw here. And of course, we're in Belize, but we want to welcome the Caribbean people and the whole wide world. This is a Sandy Bradshaw production. I'm Sandy Bradshaw, and this is a collab with Rhonda Crichton and others who will be highlighted during the course of the show, and you know, we'll have official credits later on. end of the show. The focus here is a cultural thrust. It's in tandem with our September celebrations, and particularly our 40th independence celebration under the theme, Belize at 40, hopeful hearts, steady hands, together we rise. And this was coined, it is my understanding, it was coined by Alexandra Villanueva and Akeem Cooper. So right here, so tonight, this is the debut of the show, Potluck. And it's based in Belize, as we said. It's a Caribbean flavor to the world. And so we want you to sit back and relax as we introduce the world to Potluck. All right? Gotcha. And this evening, tonight, really, we're so excited to have as our guinea pig, our first guest, a super special cultural giant from Belize. I want to ask this goodly gentleman, is your name Brad? Brad? And either way, is it the shortening for Bradshaw? Brad?
Sandy, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me to be with you on this show tonight. Brad is the short for Brad Ford.
Aww.
And pretty close enough. But people call me Brads. I don't know for what reason. When I was growing up in Borough, everybody, would just say the short for Brad Ford is Brads. But it's very good. It means that things belong to me. Brad, apostrophe S, Brads, But they also, I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of people call me Hi. Whenever I go on the street, whenever I go on the streets, they would say Hi.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah, so I have a new name, and I've adopted Hi as my new name,
Okay.
So,
I'll call you the one, right? No,
yeah.
Brad, or Brad. I like to call you Brads because, but for me, it means plural.
Yeah, that's the thing, a lot of me.
Right. Any, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you cover your hair or what, but I know you wear many hats. I know you as a mechanic. I know you as a florist. I know you as a farmer, salesman, husband, even radio announcer. I also know you as a grandpa.
Right.
But I think most of us know you as a musician, right? And I'd like to know, who told you that you're a musician? How did you get started?
Well, I just heard it from you, so that I honor. And I got started at the age of, seriously, I was doing music with my mom and dad from a young age. They played the harmonica, and I learned from them. And I got into playing the guitar, I would say, at about the age of 10 years. And my first recording was at Radio Belize. I think at that age, I was about 13 years, and I did that song, The Fox Went Out One Chilly Night, prayed to the moon to give him light. He had met him out to go that night before he reached the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Yeah.
That's it. That was your debut, right?
Yeah, it was. Okay. I recorded it, I think I tried it about 30 times before it came out correct.
Veteran, right?
Yeah.
So, and where did it take you from there, your music?
Well, I played a lot for little church gatherings. I remember when we used to just meet up at my principal, my friend, my sister, Gloria Edwards' home. And we used to gather in little groups. And I would play about 3 chords, and that was about it. If you can't sing in an entry chord, I serve you. You know, but we had to change around, you know. But I also joined the choir when Cecile Carey was alive, and I was singing songs with them also. So I got pretty much training from that Grace Chapel environment.
And those ladies are Caribbean women, by the way, right?
Of course they are.
Who are now quartet too, right?
Right. I remember going up to Mountain Pine Ridge for camping, and we got together, a group of us, Roy Bowen, Dick Sutar, Delphin Garnett, and myself. And we just started to sing. I mean, our first song I can remember, once I traveled in the Valley So Low and, you know, the rest of it. And Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, those were the songs that we tried to choose, which was kind of a, reflecting a lot of the what do you call it? Heritage of the folk songs of America, you know what I mean? And the Negro spirituals, as they were called. And those were our favorite type of tunes, you know? So Pine Ridge was the beginning of the quartet that Grace Chapel produced through their camping days. And I also used to do a lot of campfires. I mean, I love campfires. I used to invite the scouts whenever they would come to Boom to come to my campfires, and then foreign students, SSD students like from Goshen College, Indiana. You know, and you notice sometimes when I talk, I want to say Creole. I want to, you know, like I said, Goshen College. You know, yeah, you will find a lot of that because I'm a mixture of Creole and English. But sometimes it becomes Creole. I enjoy it.
But what are the main genres under your belt?
I like folk music. I like folk. I like country. I like Garifuna music. And I do a few Garifuna songs too. So, you know, and also blues, gospel, Christian music. Yeah, the Garifuna song that I love best is Mahatina Teluni Lady Arabu. Mahatina Teluni Lady Arabu. La chaira menyun lari luagu wabote. La chaira menyun lari luagu wabote. Tegushi bira hagabadaya hawa. And then, of course, I have gospel, Christian music, praise and worship, and children's music. I love, and I'm writing a few children's songs. I remember the first effort I made at writing a song was for my son when he was about 4 years old, Michael Hattico. And I did that long, tall tree, your trunk is just like the body on me. I hug the trunk and you hug me. You know, we'll all form a chain around a long, tall tree. I got it.
I was helping you.
Right.
Good.
No, you asked me about,
yeah.
I have my, when I say Creole music, the style I play is the Brockdown style, right? And I use that music.
You want to explain to our listeners what you mean by Brockdown? You want to break it down for us?
Brockdown, to me, is the music that comes loosely. It just broke out at the guitar, it broke out the accordion, it broke out at the banjo. You know, so everything just broke together. You know what I mean? And I use the Creole Brockdown as a kind of transport to develop a relationship with people. When they hear the music, as the moment you hear that it makes you want to move, you know what I mean? And I use it as, you know, a way to introduce Christ to others. I mean, it's just an amazing way of saying you get to know me, you get to know who I love, you get to know who love me, you know? So it's a relational music, I call it, you know?
But brought down, is it for old people and old-time people? I mean,
well, brought down music is not only for old people. Old people enjoy that music, but it came out of that era when we used to do logging here in Belize, and when we had the Cayo boats from San Ignacio that used to, you know, that would be the only route to get to Belize City. But you can picture at those times when they used to cut the mahogany, they would be creating songs in that wilderness, you know, and they would bring them out at Christmas time. And when they bring out all the, you know, there would be the new songs of Christmas, and then they would share it with the public, and then they would hold on to those songs. And people going on those long trips when they have to camp at night, they would camp by the riverside with their little fire and things going, and you know, they bake their tortilla and fry their eggs or do whatever they have to do. But then they will also be singing these folk songs, you know what I mean? Sergeant tell me, say, he never drink white garlic soup. Sergeant tell me, say, he never drink white garlic soup. And you know, that's the kind of thing that came out of that riverboat experience, you know. And also around Christmas time, we used to go house to house bramming, you know.
Brad, you didn't have anything about copyright then? How the songs, how people got to know the songs? And
well,
whatever.
You know, right now, all those songs, yeah, they were not copyrighted, but it's all public domain. And my friend when I asked Willie P, I said, Mr. Peters, I said, so Peters, I said, how you do with these songs that are public domain? He said, well, me said that for me. He said, me right now. So, but he just sings this song, you know, freely. I mean, Bocotora, you know, that Bocotora by Rich song, you know, when I say 11 Bocotora.
Yes.
I mean, I say, Black Step, and, you know, the whole story. You know, those are songs that people had written. The song that I sing with Sal Poke Every Day Where You Change the Steel for me wasn't on account of Yankee Provision Starvation. That's a song from the 30s when we had 1931 hurricane. And the story behind that, I can't, what's that?
Is that your song? Song that's passed down? What is it?
No, that was written, then I wasn't around, Sandra.
Oh, just trying to confirm.
Yeah, so, but I heard about the history of the hurricane, that when the first wave of the storm passed through, people did not know anything about a hurricane in those days. And you didn't have a radio station to broadcast that, well, a hurricane is coming, be prepared, lock up on the turkey or carry upstairs, and, you know, this sort of stuff. Nobody, they hear nothing about that. So when it happened, the first wave passed through Belize City, and the water from the sea receded. So all the fish, they start to flutter, and people rush to go pick up the fish, you know, which was on dry land by the time, because the seabed, you know, the sea just rolled back. And when the eye of the hurricane passed over and that second wave passed through, that's what killed so many people. And so many people died from the storm because they didn't expect a second wave of storm to come by. You know.
Did the storm have a name?
Yeah, Hurricane 31 Hurricane.
Right. Yes, yeah. What was that song you were singing about the salt pork? Can you explain it to us? Because it sounds like another language. It's in Creole, right?
Salt pork every day. I personally went through days when my mother used to buy the salt meat, salt pork, and was a lot of fat sometimes. and you would cut off the fat, and then you'd fry it. The basic thing was to have something salt to go to take down the bread. I used to tell people out of fun, I used to tell people, my mom, had a big family. So we'd buy a quarter pound of cheese for the morning. And we'd have to cut those little cheese in slivers, And I used to take my little sliver and push it in my nose, that when the bread passes it, it smells it and it goes down, you know what I mean? So those were the days, my friend.
Stories. So
but
the
salt pork was the thing that, as I said, you used to use it as a, kind of what we call appetizer, something to carry down the bread, right? And they wasn't on account of Yankee provision. It was the time when we used to receive ration from the 31 hurricane. Belize was in need. It was desperate. We were in a depression. So America used to send us these ration, and they used to take it from, like village to village type of thing. And we would get our 5 pounds of flour, 6 pounds of meat or something like that, you know what I mean? And they would ration out these things to people because they needed, a little survival kit, things to hold them off, right? Mm. It wasn't on account of Yankee provision, starvation in this land. They say rice and beans, very nice, dumpling the Kurdistan. When you make your rice and beans and you take the flour and you make one little dumpling and drop it in there, that was the thing, you know what I mean, the Kurdistan, right? But it was interesting that from then we noticed that there was a way of tracking things that happened in our land historically that we brought out in our songs. So we know a lot of our past history through the songs or folk songs of Belize.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right.
So compared to back then, comparing then to now, are we singing a lot of our songs? Are we promoting them? Do we have them on the radio stations, the TV?
Sandra, it would be sad to report the truth on that. You could say, I have the songs in my possession, but yeah, that's true. But do we promote it? I don't think it's promoted the way it should be. The songs are there. Yeah, the songs are there. I left most of my recordings at some of the media houses, but do they play them? That's a big question. Do they play them?
And in terms of your passion for music, though, I've listened to you over the years, and I noticed that there's an affinity. Jamaica, you want to tell us why, how?
I'll tell you exactly why. At the time I was going to Belize Technical College, my brother had gotten some recordings of the Frats Quintet. I always listened to Harry Belafonte's music, but I was listening to the Frats Quintet of Jamaica, and they brought out some marvelous folk cultural music. They didn't, at the time, they did not have a band, but their voices with all the different harmony, was the a cappella band of the day, you know what I mean? They brought out that style that I could have adjusted. I had taken like wheel and turn me, and I could easily bring that into the brought down genre, you know what I mean? We make it a wheel and turn me, we make it a wheel and turn me. You want me to go fall down, not me belly on tambourina. We make it a wheel and turn me, we make it a wheel and turn me. You want me to go fall down, not me belly on. So then the quartet or the quintet did not do it, but I kind of rearranged it to match my brought-down style. Mm-hmm. So I had the opportunity of meeting with Louise Bennett, and I opened for her when she came to Belize at the Bliss Institute and other places, But I felt so blessed to have met such a wonderful woman. you know, a woman of culture and a woman of knowledge of the folklore of Jamaica.
Yes. And I am happy to announce that we have a few, well, middle-aged and younger, two men in particular, passing on this folk experience in the persons of Harrison Dougie and Pocono Boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are doing a good job in passing on these folk songs.
Yeah. I think Broke Down is a simple music. Broke Down, it could not be in the Caribbean genre, a music like they bring out the Trinidad. Broke Down, I want different style. Broke Down, you have to have the jiggy jig, jiggy jig, jiggy jig. And you know, I remember, and I have my guitar right here, I remember listening to Bolo Garden, and I respect the memory of him, or when he used to play, but he had a style of playing. It's kind of what they call wapangolang.
Wapangolang.
Wapangolang. Let's go. But yeah. That's where I listen to folks like that, and Peter's Boomenshan. They had a way of doing their Creole music. I am my kind of music. I kind of slow things down. Because I wanted to mellow it off, you know.
So in terms of where you see our folk song or Broke Down, that genre going, are you hopeful, as in the theme expresses the 40th celebration? Are you hopeful that we will rise above some of these obstacles and that we'll start promoting some of our own music?
I would hope that some of the local media houses would find the heart for it. You know, I would hope that some of the teachers and maybe even the education system will see a need for bringing back the history. I wrote several songs, may not all be Broke Down, but I wrote songs of my village, Burrell Boom. I have two songs that I wrote for Burrell Boom. One of them I started kind of classically, then I changed it. I started off the Broke Down music. Oh, do you remember the front pages of Boom? Truckmen hauling timber, good and Bhutan. Seem not very long since the anchor and chain span Bailey's old river and who got its name. That's the first verse. If you want to hear the rest, you come to Burrell Boom. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then I changed that, but then I told you, I said I like the Creole genre. I also have the country genre that I like. And I did another song for Burrell Boom, which of course was called Smiling Faces, not the Burrell Boom song. And I did this one with my heart, just because I love being different. You know what I mean? So I did. This is country style. I sit around here thinking about my place in Burrell. I had good neighbors and friends drop by home before a day or two. I cherish those good memories of the people that I knew. And I thank God, my Father in heaven, for the day that I met you. Getting up in the morning to the rooster crowing, what a feeling to have. Woo-hoo. Verse to it, but if you want to hear it, you got to come to Burrell Boom.
Right.
Yep.
Brad, so as we're about to close off, we'll chit chat here. What is your greatest wish, music in Belize at this time?
I would love to hear the promotion of events that happen in other villages and other areas of Belize that we can sing about. I would love to bring back those days, like when it says, Sergeant, tell me, say, he never drink white garland soup. You know, most of our songs talk about food. Agana me river bank, figure pick me color loaf, figure make me pepper pot for the fast, damn it, through. Oh, what I mean. So, you know, give me what life was like, because I learned so much that the way it was then is not the way it is now. It is different. But it has shown me a little bit of where we have improved. You know, I partly grew up in a thatched house, you know, where my mom used to use that as a kitchen. And then, you know, I can look back to that, but realize that no, I have metal roofing. You know, it's a little step up. You know what I mean? One of these days, I might be able to afford gold plate roofing.
All right. Come call me then, right?
Exactly. All right.
Brad, it certainly was a pleasure talking with you, but I have one little thing I want to ask you, right? Because you know the name of the show.
Potluck.
Potluck, right? Did you ever did you have potlucks in your day, in your time?
I tell you, the first time I heard about potluck was when I went to the States, right? And you used to bring in your food together and that sort of stuff, you know. And that was it.
Come on here now in Belize.
Yeah, I noticed, yeah. But yeah, you know, my days, man, every day I mean a potluck for me. Because when something in the pot, I'm lucky.
That's a good one.
I had a mother whom I loved. And I mean, my mom taught me how to give to others, how to share, how to love. My mother was exceptional. Whenever people would come up to church, they would look for Nani Patiko, right? And they would be coming here to share. And whatever we have, we share with the people who come to minister to us from either Jamaica, Canada, or Belize, because we have our teams from Belize too.
Well, and you know, potluck for us really is just the mixture in the Caribbean. And I have to say, having lived in, you know, in this beautiful country for over 30 years, if there is an example of potluck, it's Belize.
Amen. That's true.
Ethnic group, which would include the Garifuna,
Maya,
Quechua.
Yeah, and the East Indian, the Chinese came in afterwards too, you know, and all of that. It's a melting pot. It's a melting pot.
Right,
making it a potluck.
It is a potluck. And I'm telling you, man, this was such a pleasure. And of course, during the course of the show, we're going to be hearing some of your live music, and we look forward to hearing that. This was a pleasure having you on the first episode. Imagine you get to debut on Potluck. Thanks,
Thank
Brad.
you very much, Sandra.
It was
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Was a hell of a time the Pomona Valley when they whacked me so sharp with electric wire. A hell of a time the Pomona Valley when they whacked me so sharp with electric wire. Suppose Mr. Sharp with a dry gun, stamp with a run till he tumble down. Suppose Mr. Sharp with a dry gun, stamp with a run till he tumble down. Run Mr. Sharp, run Mr. Sharp, stamp they come with electric wire. Run Mr. Sharp, run Mr. Sharp, stamp they come with electric wire. Was a hell of a time the Pomona Valley when they whacked Mr. Sharp with electric wire. A hell of a time the Pomona Valley when stamp whack sharp with electric wire. Suppose Mr. Sharp with a dry gun, stamp with a run till he tumble down. Suppose Mr. Sharp with a dry gun, stamp with a run till he tumble down. Run Mr. Sharp, run Mr. Sharp, stamp they come with electric wire. Run Mr. Sharp, run Mr. Sharp, stamp they come with electric wire. Hell of a time the Pomona Valley when stamp whap sharp with electric wire. Hell of a time the Pomona Valley when stamp whap sharp with electric wire. Suppose Mr. Sharp with a pulley trigger, stamp would a jump from the bridge in a river. Suppose Mr. Sharp with a pulley trigger, stamp would a jump from the bridge in a river. Run Mr. Sharp, run Mr. Sharp, stamp they come with electric wire. Run Mr. Sharp, run Mr. Sharp, stamp they come with electric wire. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
This Face by Leroy Anthony Green, written this morning. This face, this face, this face, proud, tall, free, boasting my African identity. This face is the face of nobility, of kings, of princes, of my African dynasty. This face is the face of captivity, of pain, of suffering. This face is the face of enforced slavery. This face is the face of pride, of resilience, of determination. This is the face of emancipation. Proud, tall, free, boasting my African identity. Proud, fierce, free, my hybrid Caribbean identity. This is the face of toil, dark like the southern soil, of cotton fields, of cane fields, of sun and wind and rain, of new blood, my Caribbean strain. Proud, independent, free, reveling my Belizean identity. This is the face of colonialism, of determination, of revolution, of 1798, of 1981, of the peaceful Belizean revolution, of rice and beans, of hudut, of escabete, of yellow ginger, of my proud Belizean flavor.
Strong the name from me old grandma. No, no, nah, nah. If you beg, sell out to your pa. Nah, nah, and Corona, Bacchanal, I try spy with some them a girl. No, no, nah, nah. We don't want you back, yeah.
So, hi. Go fire.
See me generation, I want grand picnic, they refer to me as granny. Something ain't too sexy, big grandma, they rather glamour, nah, nah. When you ask them why they say not get cupid, we are just not there yet. But since Nana become one hurricane, then they look for changing the name again. Guvida.
Go fire.
No, no, nah, nah. Strong the name from me old grandma. No, no, nah, nah. If you beg, sell that to your pa. Nah, nah, and Corona, Bacchanal, I try spy with something a girl. No, no, nah, nah. We know why you back, yeah. You know hear the aftermath that some they not happy how the hurricane can. Because they wanted to reap fruits from them bad-minded neighbor farm. Some did hope strong wind would blow, so water and money would flow. But the witch that this Nana be, she still couldn't stand up to the Almighty.
Go fire.
No, no, nah, nah. You strong the name from me old grandma. No, no, nah, nah. If you beg, sell out to your pa. Nah, nah, and Corona, Bacchanal, I try spy with something but girl. No, no, nah, nah. We don't want you back, yeah.
Go fire.
No, no, nah, nah. We don't want you back, yeah. No, no, nah, nah. We don't want you back, yeah.
जाओ इधर से
No, no, nah, nah. We don't want you back, yeah.
Long Kai.
No, no, nah, nah. We don't want you back, yeah.
Go fire.
over the globe, Clayton Greenwich here. I'm sure you enjoyed spending the evening with us as we celebrated our independence with Belizeans at home and abroad. This is surely one for the books, cause you shared this special moment with us as we launch Potluck, the first of many exciting shows to come as we showcase our Belizeans and Caribbean people to the world. We say thank you in true Caribbean style. We want you to get into that dancing mood as we take you out with Love Sign.
If you don't speak to me, baby, I can't read your mind. While you're hurting on the inside, I'm waiting on the outside, longing to hold you tight. And I just want you to know, if we can't talk about it right now, give me a love sign. 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 And I'll be fine. If we stick together, we'll make it through stormy weather. If we can't talk about it right now, give me a love sign. Don't waste our precious time.